I had mentioned that I was going to do a workshop. I'm going to do 2 workshops for the close of this 9-year cycle. And I'm looking at my calendar and I'm thinking not this, yeah, this next Sunday, November 9th at 2 p.m. We'll do about an hour. And I'll just share what's come through about this last 9 years, like the energy behind it, what we're moving into. We'll do some guided meditation, some guided exercises to bless our last cycle as we move into the next one. So I'll send out an email so that people can sign up if they would like to join. I'm also going to start doing some Q&As. So just come, because I realize in this 30 minutes, which has been really the only thing that I've been able to fully commit to in my life in terms of, doing something regularly with the community, I can feel something very much opening in me. And so 2026, I'm really feeling the call to start adding a lot more things for people to join. And one of those is Q&As. So I'm going to do 2 Q&As a month where you just come. I'll probably open it with some type of energy update or something that, a reflection that has come through, kind of like I do at the beginning of these sessions, but we don't have time to really go in and ask questions. So just expect that, and I'll let you know. I'm thinking that's going to be on Thursdays. I think the 2 p.m. is a really good time because I've got people across the world who come into these, and I feel like 2 p.m. is the one time. I know people in Australia can't come, but maybe I'll do at some point some earlier ones in the day. So I think I'm going to try with this 2 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, so November 9th is going to be the workshop, the closing the 9-year cycle. I'm also going to do one on December 21st. So I'll send an update. I'll send an email about that. And then I'll let you know about when the Q&As are. And yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming. I'm still holding the intention to start a Substack so that I can go deeper into my writings, because as I'm sure all of you are feeling, it's like we're on social media, but like a lot of us are just feeling less and less interested in being there. So I want to have like a light footprint, but I want to be able to go deeper into things on Substack, because Sunday one will be recorded, Oda. I'll record everything. And I'll talk through how we can go about that. And Substack, yeah, I just realized, I am on Instagram and it's fine. But I do notice I hold back a bit, not a lot. I mean, I kind of, I stand firm in my point of view. But there's so much going on in Instagram. So I would just like to start going deeper on things off of social media. With that being said, let's talk about today. So the post for today was about, there's a lot and there will be continue to be. Oh, so good to know, Amanda. I can imagine. I have been getting the nudge that this from Spirit for for a little bit now, but I'm what we call a late adopter. And I'm so glad that you shared that with us. Thank you. So I said something about there's the narrative and there's the counter narrative. Okay. So this is because we live in the reality, this 3D is the reality of duality, of polarity. So you're going to get your mainstream narrative, then you're going to get the anti-narrative, and both are going to be in polarity. So both are not going to be holding full truth, and both are, because of that, they're open to be intercepted, to be infiltrated, we'll say, with energy that's trying to distract us. Because this is the thing, and I know that this is not a popular opinion, and I don't care anymore. Like, I really am like starting to not care, which is great, because I'm going to find even more of my authentic voice. But this awakening is already happening. Okay. So this idea that we need to be like so glued into what's happening and like, it's part of our awakening and we need to be, very aware of some of the sinister plans out there. It's helpful for our awakening to understand the levels of corruption in this reality, only because it gets us out of denial. It gets us out of this idea that there's going to be someone who saves us, right? And so the more that we're like, okay, there really is, light and dark here. And, let me look at that. Let me have the courage to look at the full spectrum of this reality. But also at some point, we don't need to obsess about it. It's like we got, right, check. Okay, there's some really wonky stuff going on here. And then the invitation is, okay, we can stay stuck in that. There's a lot of people who get stuck in that and they're feeding their life force. And then there's those of us who are like, let me continue to do my own work, to come into balance, to come into harmony, to show up. Because the idea is we want to be showing up so present and alive in this beautiful life that we've been gifted. And so that is our biggest offering right now, because I said yesterday in the video, the more that we show up and we are present and we are feeling the gifts and the blessings of our daily life, like the mundane, the higher our frequency becomes, the more present we become. The more present we are, the more, and I said this, the more at home we are. We have to come home because all this other stuff is trying to pull us out of home. And when we're not home, as we've talked about, we're open. We're open to absorb the collective freak out. We're open to absorb, interference that's floating around in the field. And then we get all muddled up and, we're not clear. It dims our frequency. It dims our signal. And then we're drawing to us, because our signal is what's pulling our outer reality to us. And we're drawing to us a bunch of stuff that's not really in alignment. And so it's the process of realizing, like, I have to come home. I have to come home and be present. And this is just one more thing. So as we are closing this 9-year cycle, there's a lot that we're offloading. Okay. So I've said this the last few Mondays, a lot of us are getting sick because that's a really quick way to offload energy, like density, old stuff that we're holding that we're not going to bring through to our next 9-year cycle. But the other thing that's happening is a lot of people are getting stuck. They're getting backed up because there's so much they're trying to clear. And the reason why we get backed up is because we're not taking enough time throughout our day to just pause and come home and turn our light on and just be and just be present. Because when we can just be, that's how we start processing stuff. And so this is also the invitation and the reminder that as we're clearing a lot, just to carve out time, intentionally throughout remember I talk about that minute, do those minutes, because that minute allows you to start getting caught up in all that you're processing. There's so much happening on the energetic realm, and you're an energetic being. Okay. So even if you're not noticing it physically, there's a lot that you're clearing and that you're confronting and that you're working through. And then just one more thing is interference is really high right now. Okay. So we talk about this. I have videos for those of you who are new. I talk about kind of the polarity. There's the divine force, and then there's, like, we'll say, the life force and the anti-life force in this reality. And they're both here and they're both, a part of this experience. And the more that we awaken, the more that the counterforce tries to pull us away from ourselves, because it's not interested in us awakening. And that's okay too, right? None of us are victims to that, because we're powerful beings, and that's what we are remembering. The more we make choices to become present, the more that counterforce doesn't have a hold on us. But what happens when we go through these big purges is that we're getting stuck and processing, and then there's just like a lot of stuff that's just circulating in our field and also in our home, and that could be drawing other energy towards us, and so it can get really noisy during these periods of time. We've been having to up the clearings in our home, so we're going to do that really strong today. And then one more thing, when we're healing, so if we like to use the analogy of an onion, right? So we heal layer by layer. It's circular, right? It's not linear. We don't heal in a linear way. But let's just say we're clearing and we're shedding another layer of our onion, right? As we get deeper and deeper within ourselves. There are some times where we're healing a layer that has an entity attachment to it that we could not get to before. Okay. And there's a lot of that happening right now because there are energies that we're not bringing with us into this next cycle. And so all of this is just to say, just continue to clear right now, just to continue. Your strongest offering is your frequency to come in and be present. So if you're feeling bogged down, like, I will just be completely transparent. The last couple of weeks with my one-on-one sessions, we've been dealing with entity attachments, okay? Because there's so much coming up. So just remember, the most powerful thing you can do is come into presence, all right? I've been doing an appreciation meditation that the Heart Math Institute has on its website, and I feel so centered afterwards. It's becoming a habit. I love that. Heart Math has some great things. If you go to Heart Math website, they have some meditations there. If you Google Heart Math, there's great meditations on there. It seems like whatever I'm listening to news, I think I ought to know, but every evening I truly fall asleep, drop off literally, and wake up at the end. My spirit doesn't want me to be there. And many of you are probably feeling that. And there's that conflict of, I feel like I need to be like in touch with what's going on, but like, it's, it's overwhelming. And so this is just we all have to figure out within ourselves, are we bypassing, or is it just something that's old, right? It's old consciousness that we're moving into something new. Like, I'm here to create something new. You're here to create something new. So all just checking in with ourselves on that. And we will begin. So because of the interference, we're going to really bring our ring of light. A couple of times in my last week's sessions with my clients, we've brought in tiers of our ring of light. So just imagine one ring of light and then another ring, and we're just going to fill our whole house with tiers of rings of light. Okay, because that will also help with whatever stagnation that we're holding in our own home, in our own field. It will help to clear it out as well. And let's begin. So we're going to go a couple minutes over. I hope that's okay for everybody. So just bring your awareness in. And we're just going to sit in silence for about 30 seconds as you start transitioning. You're shifting into the observer. And I'll just say this because I think it's a really powerful statement. The moment you notice you are thinking, you are present, okay? The moment you notice you are thinking, you are present. So that's just kind of like dangling a carrot. Keep going, because it's never in vain to just sit in silence, because even just noticing your thinking strengthens the observer in you. Let's place one hand on our belly, one on our heart, just to connect with the physical body. Send the physical body a blessing. Thank you. Thank you for holding me, holding my energy, holding my spirit as I have this human experience. And the more we can just honor the physical vessel, the more grounded we can become. There's no ascending while we hate our bodies. Okay, there is a process of needing to come into deep appreciation and reverence and respect for this human physical body. And so if that's difficult for you, that's okay. But it can be really helpful just to bring that into your daily practice. Just give your body a blessing. And then let's bring our awareness down to the bottoms of our feet. And just notice, become the noticer. Just notice what sensations you're feeling at the bottoms of your feet. The temperature. Maybe there's a sock against the bottom of your feet that you can tune into to how that feels. You're just staying in awareness, just noticing. And the practice is just to stay in the observer, just noticing, just aware, practicing how to do this without thinking. And it is a practice. And if you start thinking, like something pulls you into a thought, that's fine. You just notice, oh, I'm thinking. And the moment you notice you're thinking, you are back to being present over and over again. And you're back to having choice. The observer has choice. Do I keep thinking? Do I follow this thought? Or do I pause and redirect my attention somewhere else, back to my breath, back to my body, over and over again? That's mastery. Noticing the difference between your higher presence and your thinking mind. That is one fundamental step to freedom. So just bringing your awareness to your breath. And let's do some conscious breathing. So we're going to do 4 counts in and 4 counts out. I like the evenness of breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 4, because that rhythm, even just the rhythm of that, helps to start bringing more balance into our field. So just take a nice deep breath in through the belly for 4, and then breathe out for 4. Breathing in for 4. Breathing out for 4. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. And when you exhale, just feel your body relax. Just feel your body release any tension. It's like you're breathing out tension and stress. And then just bring your awareness back to your breath. And then just feel your connection to the earth just by sensing it, not overthinking. It's just being aware that our physical bodies are connected. They are a part of this earth. This is why understanding the moon cycles and understanding the seasons and the rhythms and the tides and everything, we are connected to the cosmos and the earth all at once, and the body is directed by the earth. The body is the earth. And so by appreciating this earth experience, we appreciate the body. It goes hand in hand. We are one with the body. We are one with Earth. And let's just thank Mother Earth. Just bless Mother Earth. Thank Mother Earth. This is the practice. The blessing is the practice of coming into oneness. When we bless things, we merge consciousness with them into oneness. We bless our food. We merge into oneness with our food. And as I mentioned before, when we come into presence infused with love, okay, so presence infused with heart, taking a nice breath into the heart, starts to move us into a coherent state. And so if our field is noisy, dissonant, holding fragment, disconnected energy, we can start to completely shift that by breathing into the heart and moving our field back into order, back into coherence, back into harmony. And so when we come into this present state infused with love, and we direct our attention to things and we bless it, we are now blessing whatever we are directing our attention to. We are blessing it and we are lifting it into its divine expression. And so we become the presence of Creator when we do this. And we have the power to start alchemizing when we do this. So things that are out of order can come into order. And it's something to expand on, and we'll do that moving forward, just remembering the power of your presence, the power of your presence infused with love. And so now we're going to come to the heart, And we're going to just take some breaths into the heart. And this is how simple it is to connect with the heart. Just breathe into the heart, breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All your heart needs is your attention. That's it. And now you're starting to come into a coherent state. If your mind is active, that's okay. Just notice it without judging, without being frustrated. Just notice. And oftentimes the noticing, which is what brings you back into presence, is enough to start calming the mind. If we can just let go. And so let's call in our ring of light. And so we're calling in our angels and our guides, and we're asking them to surround us, each one of us, in a circle right now. And you're just feeling them energetically, not overthinking, not trying to get mental pictures, not trying to hear anything, just being. And if it comes through, great, but we're not forcing. We're just learning how to be in the presence, being present in the presence of our team, our ring of light. And so just consciously asking them to surround you right now, because so many of us need to practice receiving. I'm open to receive your frequency. I'm open to receive your blessing. I'm open to receive your healing. This is what we say to our team. I'm open to receive you. And remember, they're here as aspects of you in higher dimensions. And what they do is they mirror back to you who you are. They mirror back your light. And so if you ever forget, this is one of the most powerful ways to remember. That's why they're here. They know how hard it is here on earth. They know how dense it is. So just feel their presence around you. And now we're asking them to activate the tiers of rings of light around you. So now you have your core ring of light surrounding you, and now there's going to be a ring of light around that, a ring of light around that. And this is just them reminding you that at any point they can just bring in so many light beings. If you're ever feeling completely lonely or you're feeling just hopeless, ask them to just bring in units of light being, because they can do that and we can do that. We're all connected. We're all connected in this way. And so just feel your whole entire room or home right now just full of light beings, beings of light, beings of frequency, holding unconditional love. And as they come into your field and into your home, they start to help shift the energy out of incoherence, out of dissonance and discord, and back into coherence, back into harmony. And just breathe as your home environment, your room, wherever you may be, starts to strengthen its frequency. And now we're also going to feel that inner infinite sun within us. So bring your attention to that spark of God, that spark of creator, that spark of divine that is at your core. It is so important that we practice this, recognizing that the divine creator, God, is not outside of us. It is a part of us. It is at our core. And so bring your attention, not overthinking, wherever your intuition brings you, to that spark of light inherent to you. And the more you recognize that the stronger your worth becomes, because you will remember who you are and where you came from. Breathing into it. The more I remember the infinite source is within me, the more my vessel can express the divine. I'll say this again. The more that I can remember this infinite source within me, the more my vessel can express the divine. I have this fly that is all over me right now, and I love it. I think it's a joke from my angels. And so I'm just laughing. And so they also like to have fun and make us laugh and also see if we can walk our talk and not get completely decentered. And so I hope I'm not decentering you all right now, but just continue to feel that infinite light within you. And then they're showing me that our collective frequency right now is at a 4.5. So we're bringing in attunement right now. We're going to move up to our 10. And so we're just turning up that frequency. So we're moving this frequency. So there's an attunement coming through to each of us, and it's an invitation for us to raise our own frequency. And so we're moving up to a 5.5 as we turn it up, a 6.5. Just breathing as your frequency is raising right now. That inner light is getting stronger within you. The stronger it becomes, the more present you become, and the more it just starts to push out any density, any interference. We're moving it up to a 7, breathing. Moving it up to an 8. Still connecting with that infinite source within you, that infinite sun. Breathing into it, recognizing it, witnessing it. Moving up to a 9 right now as your inner vibration continues to strengthen. 9.5. And now 10. And let's all hold the intention. Let's all hold the prayer to fully clear out any interference within our field. May this light move through our whole system, our whole chakra system, our cranial sacral system, our nervous system, our bodies, each of our bodies, our mental body, our emotional body, our physical body, our whole auric field. May this attunement, may this frequency move through and bring each one of us fully into balance, bring us into present time so that there's nothing stuck, nothing stagnant in our field. And let's just breathe here. And now let's place a shield around us, shields up. Let's place that shield around our home as well and take a nice deep breath in and then exhale. And then we're going to close with these words. And so it is. May all that we just released and cleared and all that we reawakened within us, it is done. It is so. And so it is. And so just come back into your room and just notice, maybe wiggle your toes. That fly